and consumer confidence. Construction and consumer spending, by the way, of course, two sectors that have historically led the U.S. out of economic downturns. But today's Case-Shiller report showed home prices fell again in November, and that confidence report showed a little bit of a decline in January. Brian Hamilton is CEO of SageWorks. This is a firm that collects and analyzes data from private companies. Brian, it's great to have you back on the show. You know, we seem to be inundated day after day with all of these economic data points. So put it all together for me. What's the big picture? Is our economy closer to a healthy expansion rate, or are we closer to falling back into a recession?
It's a great place to start, Lori. Right now, things are looking good. GDP is going up, and private company activity is actually positive. So the answer is yes.
So then let's break this down further with today's news headlines. You know, if you look at construction spending, okay, this is showing a little bit of life, but, you know, if you look at this particular recession of the last couple of years, right, it was a real estate, you blame the real estate industry. So how can construction spending, if in previous downturns that was a leader, how can this lead us out of this?
Well, it's a great point because, remember, back in 2009, everything around real estate was a mess. Everything, commercial, residential. The real estate market was the real driver to the recession. Right now, according to our data, this is the last sector that's actually coming up. So last year, sales were up a little bit. Right now, they're increasing more. Profit margins are getting back to healthy levels. So it's good news. By the way, you make a great point. Notice that prices are going down, but construction activity is going up, which makes sense, right? Supply goes up, and then if you don't have the demand, prices will go down. So if you're a homeowner, it's not great news for you, but for the economy, it is good news.
And there's so many other problems on the periphery of the housing market with, you know, these record low mortgage rates, and it's not seem to be doing a whole lot to draw home buyers or refinancing. I mean, is that going to ultimately be a weight? What are you hearing from your small business, your private business owners on that front?
Well, here's what's going on. Demand is not fixed, Lori, but it's basically stagnant, right? So you got this curve, and you've got supply going up, you've got demand stagnant. I mean, how low can interest rates go, really, right? They're not going to go much lower. So we don't see a big increase in demand, but people are building. It's like, you know, plumbers plumb and lawyers law, and basically construction people build. You see what I mean? So that's going up, and it doesn't mean good things for prices, but it may mean great things for the economy because, remember, if you take manufacturing and construction, they create a lot of jobs.
Yeah. Are you seeing jobs being created yet in this industry in construction? And then we'll get to the retail stuff.
Right now, yep, slow uptick, very consistent with overall trends, but we're hoping as sales continue to go up, they'll hire more people.
Yeah, and let's talk about retail. Let's bring this in. So the confidence number was a disappointment. But again, to your point, we have to look at the big picture. I think you were quoted as saying, you know, these things happen glacially. You can't look month to month.